Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
Lunch lady of the past and lunch lady of the future.
We're dyeing our hair.
Yeah, now move it, George. I need the sun to cook the juices, and your head's making an eclipse.
I smell barbecue and hair. You must be done.
What color are you dyeing your hair?
We're putting red streaks in it.
Mom, can you talk to me before you start painting my kids?
Remember when you were 13 and you shaved your head? Now we're even.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Coming up next.
Cayman has a new governor. Martin Keith Roper is our new leader. I'm Rich Maragon, and I'll have details coming up.
Police released the identity of the man who died in Wednesday's water-related incident.
And victims of abuse take a stand against violence.
Football is on hold domestically. We have the details, plus records fall at Seaback's kickoff meet.
And I'll be in with weather today. I'll let you know all about your weekend forecast. Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
Is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Morales.
And I'm Kafar Augustin. Thank you for tuning in. Cayman has a new governor. This morning, the governor's office announced the appointment of UK diplomat Martin Keith Roper to the post.
He replaces Governor Anwar Chowdhury, who was removed as our governor last month. Mr. Chowdhury was reposted in the United Kingdom. Cayman 27's Reshma Raghunath has been following the story, and she joins us live outside the governor's house with the latest. Reshma.
Thanks, guys. The governor's house may be quiet now, but come October 29th, there are going to be some new residents moving in. Newly appointed Governor Martin Keith Roper will be taking up office and residence on that day. Now, his appointment comes on the heels of the removal of Anwar Chowdhury. And also, it comes at a time when there's a clear difference of opinion between the UK and Cayman on the effectiveness of the UK overseas territory relationship.
UK career diplomat Martin Keith Roper is Cayman's new governor. It's an appointment opposition leader Ezra Miller is cautious about.
I mean, I've seen the CV that has been sent out by the Government Information Services. It's an impressive CV. I don't like to make too much judgments on a person until I look them in the eye.
On Friday, the governor's office announced Mr. Roper, a 53-year-old father of two, as Governor Anwar Chowdhury's replacement.
When it comes to acceptance by the people in the Cayman Islands, he has some big shoes to fill, those left behind by Mr. Chowdhury.
Mr. Chowdhury was Cayman's first non-Christian and Bangladeshi-born governor. He was appointed back in March and he made his presence felt in Cayman. But 4 months into his term, he was recalled to the UK for a Foreign and Commonwealth Office investigation into unspecified allegations. Those were never released.
And I think that there needs to be more openness, more transparency between the relationship with Cayman Islands and the United Kingdom and how that is administered.
Mr. Miller says he's hoping Mr. Roper will take an open-minded approach with the opposition. As for what he would like to see the new governor tackle first,
the most important thing is corruption in the country. The other thing is I believe that there's much that needs to be improved in the civil service. I agreed with Mr. Chowdhury's decision to cut a lot of the bureaucracy. I'm hoping that those things will continue to be implemented.
After his appointment was made public, Mr. Roper tweeted on his official Twitter page, "Delighted to be appointed Governor of the Cayman Islands by Her Majesty the Queen. Great honor and privilege to have opportunity to serve its people. Have heard so many positive things and excited to be arriving with my wife Lizzie on the 29th of October." Mr. Roper was Minister and Deputy Head of the UK mission in Beijing.
Now, Mr. Roper's initial appointment runs for a period of 6 to 8 months. Now, according to government officials, there will be a competition of sorts in the UK for a permanent governor. Now, I have been told that Mr. Roper has already signaled his intention to vie for that position on a permanent basis. I also reached out to the Premier's office for a response to the new appointment. I was told a statement will be coming in good time.
All right, thank you very much. That is Reshma Raghunath reporting live from West Bay Road.
Jim Knapp, a local entrepreneur and renewable energy advocate, has been identified as the victim in Wednesday's water-related death on 7 Mile Beach. Today, police officially released the 68-year-old man's identity. Mr. Knapp was pulled from the water after experiencing difficulties Wednesday morning. He was a founding member of the Cayman Renewable Energy Association. Association President James Whitaker says Mr. Knapp was instrumental in the push for renewable energy here in Cayman.
I'm going to miss him greatly. It has come to a shock to all of us. Certainly his knowledge will be missed in Cayman, has lost a valuable resource. So we certainly are a bit shocked by all of this, but we do wish his family, his wife Judy, well.
Mr. Knapp was a director at local firm Endless Energy. His death took Cayman's water-related debt toll for 2018 to 11. Victims of abuse and bullying walked in solidarity against violence last night at the 18th annual Silent Witness March.
Now, this is an event where victims share their journeys and offer supports to those in need. The event was hosted by the Business and Professional Women's Club and culminated in a ceremony at the courthouse in Georgetown, where one John Gray High School student shared her bullying story.
I have been told that I'm not worth anything. I've been told that I'm too dark. I've been told that I'm just not good enough, and I felt less than myself. But to be honest, I have learned that over time, there will always be negative people in our lives, and oftentimes we can't do anything about it. We can't control what people say, do, or what they think about us. But what we can control is what we think about ourselves.
Participants marched silently from the Glass House to the courthouse and carried cutouts to highlight those victims who have no voice of their own. Joe Avery is out today, so I'll be stepping in with your weather forecast. I'll let you know what you can expect this weekend. I would like to let you know whether you can go to the beach on Sunday, but I'm not going to tell you now.
Okay, great. I'll have to wait.
You're going to have to tune in, or at least stay sitting in that chair for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. If you were driving to work through Georgetown this morning, you may have seen Cayman's firemen on the streets.
But there's nothing to worry about. These officers were raising money on behalf of the National Council of Voluntary Organizations, and here's why.
Children are the future. You know, anything to do with, keeping the children safe, to develop them, help them in their development and in their future, it is a great thing for any economy and society. And for us, that's what we do. We're in the business of saving lives, protecting property, and we do it with pride. We take pride in coming out here and help to collect for these kinds of events.
And the NCVO coordinator explained where the money raised goes.
So we currently have 7 programs, including a preschool and nursery, a residential foster home, as well as we offer grants for university study and lunch programs. We also offer free food to the students at our preschool and nursery.
And you can support the work of the NCVO by tuning into a telethon from 7 p.m. That's this Saturday and making your donation.
And possibly the most important bit, or part of the important bit that's missing from our teleprompter right now, we are broadcasting all of it, all 5 hours live right here on Cayman 27.
Tune in.
You'll be there, I'll be there, all of the Cayman 27 crew will be there. Happy to participate in this amazing fundraising effort, so be sure to tune in. Coming up right after this break, the Department of Environment is no closer to finding out the cause of the disease affecting local pillar corals.
Cayman's 2018 iguana call registration draws to a close.
And we have a special report from some up-and-coming young journalists. You won't want to miss that. Those stories and more coming up in 2 minutes. Stick around.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. That matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
Flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Holy sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young middle age or old, move your feet. When bass if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the real.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
It is that time of week where we take a look at our top 5 trending news stories. These are from last Friday to today. According to Cayman27.ky, a man seriously injured in Georgetown shooting. That one understandably takes the top spot. A new adult caution law is in effect as our second most viewed story, followed by a homeowner is upset after an arson attack and a video showing a man committing a lewd act. Those again, according to Cayman27.ky. That's where we post all of our news. Go check us out. The Department of Environment is searching for answers to a disease outbreak affecting endangered pillar corals around our islands. The DOE took swift action to transplant healthy pieces of these pillar corals on Grand Cayman's west side after the appearance of the disease. While that strategy has shown some success, but does not address the root cause of the disease, now pillar corals in East End and Cayman Brac are also exhibiting signs.
So the situation really does look kind of disturbing in the fact that this disease is very prevalent on the island and certainly amongst the pillar corals that are really largely isolated from the original killer pillar on West Bay. So this disease is certainly looking as though it's going to be a big problem for us.
And this isn't unprecedented by any means. Mr. Austin says Florida experienced a similar disease outbreak in which 90% of pillar corals were lost. The DOE says it's working to prevent a local extinction.
Hot on the heels of its first beach cleanup in Cayman Brac, plastic-free Cayman is increasing its presence in the sister islands with the addition of a representative on Cayman Brac.
Cayman 27's Joe Avery introduces us to a born and bred Bracker who's eager to take on plastic pollution.
We see hundreds of these. They're everywhere, and this is just this little section.
Cassie McDowell doesn't have to look far to find plastic pollution washing up on the shores of her native Cayman Brac.
Toothbrushes, vinegar bottles, it's a real issue. Here on the Brac, it is a pretty dramatic problem that we have with our plastic washing up on the shore, getting into booby nests, turtle nests, and just jeopardizing the health of our beaches. So I definitely wanted to get involved and help change that.
Ms. McDowell participated in Plastic-Free Cayman's first Brac beach cleanup earlier this month and says she jumped at the chance to spearhead the group's future efforts on Cayman Brac. She says it all starts with awareness.
Since we don't have something like 7 Mile Beach that's such a huge attraction, not everyone's going and walking on the beach and hanging out. So they don't always see it, so they don't think about it when they get their plastic fork or they buy a case of water bottles. It's just they don't always know that they are a direct influencer to this issue.
She says the plastic-free efforts will focus on some of the Brac's most critical wildlife habitats.
Our booby nesting beach and our turtle nesting beaches, because this is an immediate issue. These booby birds are actually using pieces of debris that wash up to build their nests, and baby turtle hatchlings are getting stuck in the plastics, don't make it out to the ocean.
Ms. McDowell is hoping to inspire other Brackers to take up the plastic-free cause. The next Brac cleanup is scheduled for October 27th and 28th.
Go outside, pick up a few pieces of plastic, and just throw it away. It's really easy.
Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
The recent Lehman Scott High School graduate already has an impressive resume as an environmentalist and conservationist.
Miss McDowell leads the Brac's Green Go iguana culling team, and she is a frequent Department of Environment volunteer and a Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation ambassador. And speaking of those iguanas, tonight is the final opportunity for both Caymanians 18 and over and licensed businesses to register for the 2019-2020 Green Iguana Cull. The Department of Environment says it has received more than 260 registrations so far this week for the cull. Cullers must agree to a quota of 400 iguanas per month and can earn up to $5 per head if they meet their quotas. Non-registered cullers will not be eligible for payments. Registration will be open until 7:30 tonight at the DOE headquarters on North Sound Road. The cull begins on October 29th. Also, just to clarify, that was the 2018-2019 cull. Cayman Cocktail Week kicks off today, and if you're watching us, likely with a drink in hand, chances are it's probably rum-based, you know, being in the Caribbean and all.
But there's a new kid on the block challenging rum for its crown. Cayman 27's Carolyn James reports.
So what we're doing is a barrel-aged Negroni. Negronis are usually equal parts Tanqueray, Campari, and sweet vermouth. So what we've done here is barrel-age the Tanqueray, so you maintain the botanical flavors of gin while getting the wood and vanilla flavors that come from the oak.
Bartender Kelsey Burkham has created a variation on the Negroni. At Decca's, demand for gin-based drinks is on the up.
So, you know, we were saying how our grandparents used to drink gin, but now I find it's the younger and younger people. They might not go straight to the gin and tonic, but they're looking for those cocktails, those craft cocktails that are gin-based.
At the Caribbean Spirits Company, it's supply and demand. They've created their own blend on the back of the global gin boom.
Yeah, well, gin globally, there's been an increase, 30% increase in sales globally with gin over the past few years, and it's been a lot of fun. This has actually been a passion project of ours now. I think we're the first company in the Caribbean to start producing gin.
The Wine and Spirit Trade Association says the gin industry is now worth over $2 billion Cayman dollars. Not bad for a drink with humble beginnings.
The main ingredient in gin is juniper berry. So it was started by Italian monks years ago. They were making a medicinal wine, and they started to add juniper berry just to mask how horrible it was. And then the Dutch, a few hundred years after that, made the style of gin that we know today.
For distillers like Walker Romanica, gin gets the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, gin is definitely the new kid on the block. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of potential in gin, a lot of creativity that can go into it. In terms of the botanicals that go in there. Some gins have anywhere from 8 to 10 to 20. I think there's some gins out there that have 40 to 50 botanicals in them. So you can just imagine the permutations, the amount of creativity you can have in that space, creating that. it's kind of a dream for a distiller to be able to kind of play with that and create this this flavor profile.
It's shaken off its mother's ruined reputation, but experts on the front line think gin growth has its limits.
I mean, at least in my knowledge, I don't know if it'll ever replace rum down here. I mean, Caribbean and rum kind of go hand in hand, but I could see it giving it a run for its money.
I believe that rum will always be the top, but gin's not far behind, right?
So still a way to go before it topples Cayman's favourite tipple. Caroline James, Cayman 27.
Cayman Cocktail Week runs from now until October 26th.
And now to a man who more than likely has been drinking gin all afternoon. Jordan Armani is going to join us now with a check on sports.
That's so wrong.
Kev, that's some good investigative journalism. I think we should do a follow-up. What do you say? Perhaps at 7:01?
Yeah, probably. Exactly. Let's go check it out for ourselves.
We're going to do the follow-up, and then the follow-up of that follow-up will be the following week. So, big weekend in sports. And another great day at the pool for Cayman swimmers. The record books rewritten once again. And I'll give you one guess who it was, Cayman. She's 12 years old, and she's been dominating the past year in the pool. We got that story and more coming up.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Of the finest liquor stores on island are located on West Bay Road on beautiful 7 Mile Beach. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits Governor's Square, the greenery near the Strand, and 7 Mile Shops Plaza. Tortuga Fine Wines and Spirits boasts the widest selection and even offers free wine and spirit tastings at all 7 Mile Beach locations every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. Family owned and operated since 1984.
Cayman 27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Welcome back. We start on the pitch where the Cayman Islands Football Association announces its 2018-19 Men's and Women's Premier League are being delayed. Now, in a statement from CIFA General Secretary Marcos Tinocos, quote, please be informed that due to many different reasons, the CIFA has decided to postpone their Men's Premier League, Women's Premier League, and CIFA Awards ceremony. The Charity Shield matches previously scheduled for this Sunday have also been postponed. You will be informed of new dates in the coming days, end quote. Now, last season, the Women's Premier League did not start until January, while the men's season began at this particular week, the mid-October. All right, staying with CIFA, no word yet on CIFA's financial audit that began last July by Auditor Grant Thornton. Now, the audit represents the final hurdle for CIFA to once again gain financial support from its international governing body, FIFA. Now, back in April, Director of Member Association Services Theodore Janikos said CIFA was well on track to get their funding back once again. That, of course, once the audit is done. Now, to date, football in Cayman by CIFA has been solely operating on fundraising and sponsorship. They have not received funding from government for the last 4 years. CIFA does, however, qualify for $5 million over a 4-year cycle under the FIFA Forward program. All right, let's head to the pool where Saturday's Cayman amateur swimmers hit the pool in the CIS Camana Bay Sports Complex for the Seaback Fall kickoff. And they are going the distance. Off they go. Stingray Seaback 7-mile swimmers all in the pool. Lots of strong performances, but one swimmer in particular dominated the waters. Seaback coach Kirk Ermel says the kickoff meet is an early test for swimmers as they are asked to dig deep and use their full arsenal of tools.
Yeah, this is our first kind of big meet of the year. We had one other meet to kind of warm us up for this. This is our first 3-day meet, first chance that a lot of kids get to swim all of their events, and just a good chance to kind of get the season started, see where we are, build enthusiasm moving forward.
And it was another big meet for 12-year-old Jillian Crook. She took the record book and rewrote it, folks. 15 new records in total, including the big one up top, the 50 fly, 29:20 the time, new Siasa, new national record. She even broke the senior record, formerly held by Lauren Hugh, making her the fastest person in the Cayman Islands history to ever swim the 50 fly, regardless of age. She is 12 years old, folks. And of course, shout out to my man, Corey Frederick Westerborg. There's Jillian's 2 other records. He swam to a national Siasa record in the boys 13 to 14, 100-meter fly. How about your high points winners? Topping the table, 7-mile swimmer Libby Lindley, the 10-year-old, won all of her events, finishing with 197 points. 1-2 finished there for 7-mile swimmers. Will Sellers tied with Jillian Crooks for second with 180 points, followed by Stefano Bonatti, and fourth, Corey Frederick Westerborg rounds out the top 5 for high points. Next up for Siasa, the Pirates Week 5K open water sea swim. That goes November 10th. All right, we got your weather check next. Stick around.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
It's fresh. Fresh from the garden, it's fresh.
Hurley's introduces Chef Kits, the newest, easiest way to serve your family home-cooked meals in about 30 minutes. Every Chef Kit includes Hurley's fresh beef, chicken, fish, or veg, and pre-measured spices, sauces, oils, and seasonings. We include everything but the dinner plates. Simply follow the enclosed directions to create home-cooked, gourmet-inspired meals for 2 or 4 people. Hurley's Chef Kits for fresh, easy, speedy meals your family will love.
Some say the time of miracles is past, but we see miracles all around us, every day. Some could not walk. Some could not breathe. Some had lost all hope. But something amazing happened, something that can't be analyzed or quantified. Something that is more than good medicine. Holy Cross.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Me too.
Honey, I need to fix the tap in the kitchen today.
Okay. Everybody come with me. I know exactly where we can go.
At Countryside, we have everything you need. Grab home essentials at A.L. Thompson. Convenient banking at Cayman National. Delicious slices from Pizza Hut. Always made fresh sandwiches at Subway. And find the best prices on island at Foster's Food Fair, IGA. Countryside. Everything you need and more.
Welcome back. I know the question you're thinking right now, is it going to rain? That's really all we care about. What's the temperature going to be? I've got both of those answers right now. Currently, we've got some isolated showers along with moderate fresh easterly winds and some rough seas, actually, and that's expected to continue around Cayman for the next 24 hours. As you can take a look at our AccuWeather Caribbean radar right now, you can see some of those showers, and some of them are a little bit intense. Heading to the west right now, what we can expect for tomorrow, let's take a look at our 3-day forecast right now. We've got a high in the mid-80s. It's going to dip down to the high 70s, low 80s overnight. And as far as rain is concerned, we can expect a 30% chance of probably some late night showers tomorrow. The days should relatively be dry, pretty sunny, partly cloudy skies expected, but at night we can expect a few showers here and there. We might have some possible thunder as well. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Waves, well, moderate. 3 to 5 feet, so certainly not calm, but certainly not anything out of the ordinary as well. Let's punch up our 7-day forecast now. Let me head over to the green screen to show you a little bit. So while we just discussed that Saturday we can expect some late night showers and possibly some thunder as well, but again, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of wave heights. As we get into Sunday, that's going to change a little bit. We're still going to have a 30% chance of showers and some possible thunder as well, but those seas are going to kick up a bit. So actually the National Weather Service is advising you, if you do plan on going out on a boat, take caution. Those wave heights going to get up to between 4 and 6 feet. So something just to take note of as we head into the weekend, and everybody's going to be looking to, maybe go to Rum Point, etc. on Sunday. So I'll have another weather check for you a little bit later in the show. Don't go anywhere because I'm kicking it right back to Kafara.
Thanks, Kevin. Last week, we brought you the story of East End Primary aiming to increase literacy by launching their own YouTube channel, which features bedtime stories read by faculty. Little did we know the East End's grade 6 class compiled this report to tell us all about it.
Do you have Wi-Fi? If you do, you can go on YouTube and listen to our Deputy Principal, Miss Johnson, read you a nice bedtime story.
Well, we apologize. We had a bit of technical difficulty there, but we will bring you that story next week, so stay tuned. Coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we take a look at the stories behind this week's top news-making events on Reporters Roundtable. And remember to WhatsApp us any photos, videos, or news tips. You can reach us at 527-2727.
This have a flavor with a beat. Have a dance, make you move up your feet. Feel the rhythm in the music. Turn all into new into hits and classics. Every meal make you feel like it's a new remix. It's the most delicious in the West Indies. You know what feel it's Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Once you feel it, once you see it, once you taste it, it's real. Trust the flavor, the Caribbean Grace, it's real. Caribbean Grace, it's real.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Kevin Morales, joined on either side by Cayman 27's finest. We've got Reshma Raghunath, we've got Caroline James. Should we flip a coin to see who wants to go first? Let's talk with you just because you've got the story on the new governor. Tell me a little bit about who our next governor is going to be. And so just to clarify, even though he's been appointed governor, it's a temporary appointment.
Yes, it's still a temporary appointment. He is going to be there for 6 to 8 months, and until the at the end of his period, the real governor, so to say, will actually be appointed, permanent position will be appointed. But he has expressed his intention to apply for the position permanently.
Okay. So, what criteria are they basing this on? Because it strikes me as a little bit odd, honestly, that these positions come all by appointment. Why wouldn't they just appoint somebody and say, you fill the term for the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, they did that with Anwar Chowdhury, and earlier, you know, he didn't last.
But they've done that with every governor up to this point.
I think they haven't told me anything other than this is how the process is going to work for the governor for now. In terms of whatever influence that Cayman has in the process, it's the same that it's had all the time, zero. It's going to happen. The process is going to happen in the FCO. They're going to choose their candidate as they have done here, and that's it.
But I'm sorry, so does he have to apply then? Or what is the process?
The recruitment process is something that is not shared with anyone. I did try to find out how does this work, you know, what is the criteria, like you asked. So we basically don't know because the information is not being shared with us how the FCO works. And we know that is the norm, right? Because as it applied in the last occasion when we tried to get any information from the FCO, we know where we got with that.
All right. Thank you very much, Reshma. Did you see anybody over at the governor's house? Is anybody hanging out?
To be honest, the governor's Jaguar passed next to me. I did not see it passing by. I almost got run over.
Okay. All right. Good to know. That would have been another breaking news story. Caroline James.
Yes.
A good day to you.
Good day to you.
You've covered some good stories this week. I do want to talk more about gin, but for the time being, let's talk a little bit about the Dem Libs and their push here in Cayman to get more input, because you and I were talking about it before the news. I'm kind of interested in this. Share some of the statistics with our viewers that you shared with me as I was putting on my makeup about you know, the Brexit vote and the percentage that it lost by versus the percentage of British citizens overseas.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously the Brexit vote came right down to the wire. It was sort of 2–3% in it. It actually turns out that sort of 8% of the British sort of electorate are living abroad. So with figures like that, you know, there's potential to sway these votes when they come down right to the margin like that. So with that in mind, the Lib Dems have launched a new policy consultation in conjunction with their overseas groups. They want to know what people like me, Brits living in the Caribbean, what our big concerns are. There's more things to worry about than just Brexit. Issues like access to UK pensions, access to the National Health Service. So they're asking for expats all around the world, not just in British overseas territories, in sort of all sorts of other locations as well, to engage and tell the party what their big priorities are, so that they can draft legislation, put it before the party, and then vote on it, and hopefully drum up some support in Westminster. Obviously, the Lib Dems aren't the party in power at the moment. They only have 12 seats, so this move is sort of seen as a way of trying to sort of reach out and engage with people who might vote for them in the future.
Do you, I know we don't share opinions because we're journalists, we share facts.
Yes.
But in your opinion, is this a PR stunt by them, or are they genuinely interested in the input that they can take back?
I think they're genuinely interested. It seems like a very sort of honourable cause, because in reaching out to people, there's no guarantee that those people are Liberal Democrat voters. Anyone's allowed to have their say. And, I mean, lots of people who are living abroad probably won't be bothered to vote in any UK elections. You know, it's a very difficult process. You have to vote via proxy or with a postal vote. The sort of admin behind it all is time consuming, and probably lots of people not living in the UK won't care about local issues like bin collection and you know, local council issues. So
unless they own a home still and the trash is just piling up.
Then
maybe.
They're gone. Yeah, then they might care. Exactly.
Sorry, I'm just curious. In your interview, did they talk about the situation with Brexit now, and the fact that we're harboring on no deal at this point, and we're so close to the deadline?
Well, the Lib Dems have positioned themselves very much as the anti-Brexit party. So they're sort of taking the view in Westminster and when they're in Parliament and so on that they are the party for people who didn't vote for Brexit. So while they weren't specific about anything to do with the actual deal, because obviously they're not in power, they're not making those decisions, they are very much the sort of anti-Brexit voice in Westminster.
Okay. Cool. Caroline, Reshma, thank you for your time. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
Get the quality, the service, the wide range of products in the BRAC. Everything you love about Paramount Carpets is now available on Cayman BRAC. Carpets, flooring, drywall, paints, windows and doors, lumber, from plumbing to electrical supplies. You'll find it all and a whole lot more at Paramount Carpets, Cayman BRAC.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Welcome back. I'm Kafara Augustin. Lancaster University researchers have used nanoplatelets extracted from carrot fibers to strengthen concrete mixtures, reducing the amount of cement required and potentially helping cut the construction industry's carbon footprint. Reuters' Jim Drury reports.
Could the humble carrot help cut construction's carbon footprint? Nanoplatelets extracted from the root vegetables' fibres have been added to concrete mix at Lancaster University. Tests showed it strengthened the mix, meaning less cement was needed. Cement is responsible for an estimated 7% of total global CO2 emissions.
These nanoplates accelerate the hydration of cement and then bridge cracks inside, or delay the cracks, so it makes the concrete more stronger. We found out that we could increase the strength by 80% by using a small amount of this new material.
Similar results were achieved using sugar beet fibres. Only leftover vegetables from the food industry are used, so there's no waste. Researchers are working with Scottish firm Cellucomp, who make paint using carrot and beet fibres. The team has also created this prototype smart cement that stores energy. Its potassium geopolymetric composites achieve conductivity. Researchers say they could store and discharge up to 500 watts per square metre, turning buildings and bridges into batteries.
In addition to storing energy, these batteries could be used as self-sensors. Essentially, you can embed them into a structure like a bridge or a wind turbine to detect the cracks produced, by winds or heavy traffic in a bridge. So you could embed hundreds of these batteries because they are very cheap. You could actually have an idea about the health of the structure over time.
Retrofitting parts of existing buildings might be possible, while 3D printing the smart cement is also being studied.
Coming up next, world news and stories from around the region. Stay with us.
Attention viewers of Cayman 27, the Truth of God television program with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ can now be seen exclusively in the Cayman Islands on this channel every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teachings of Pastor Jennings as he speaks the truth from God's Holy Bible. Tune in every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. for the 1-hour broadcast of the Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings exclusively on Cayman 27. Cayman Informed.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Show your support by wearing pink on Dress Down, Dress Pink Day, October 26th. Purchase all your pink items, including t-shirts, polo shirts, online at www.lctgbreastcancerawareness.com or visit our LCTG Pink Shop from now until October 25th. Wear pink, take a staff photo, and email it to us at bcawareness@gmail.com or share it with us on our Facebook page. Dress Down, Dress Pink, October 26th. Brought to you by Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
This have a flavor with a beat. Have a dance, make you move up your feet. Feel the rhythm in the music. Turn all into new into it's and classics. Every meal make you feel like it's a new remix. It's the most delicious in the West Indies. You know what I feel? This grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Once you feel it, once you see it, once you taste it, it's real. Trust the flavor, the Caribbean grace, it's real. Caribbean grace, it's real.
It's time for a check from Wall Street now. The benchmark S&P 500 stock index slipped today on strong earnings from Procter & Gamble. They were offset by ongoing concerns about rising interest rates and geopolitical tensions. Reuters' Fred Katayama reports.
A morning rally on Wall Street, driven by strong corporate earnings, petered out in the afternoon Friday. P&G's robust results were offset by concerns about rising interest rates and geopolitical tensions. The S&P 500 fell for the 10th time in 12 days, while the Dow eked out a gain. Runnymede Capital Management Managing Partner Andrew Wong.
Once volatility is here, it doesn't just disappear overnight. It takes some time to process through. So we expect to see volatility. So I'm not surprised by today's market action.
Procter & Gamble shares jumped. The consumer products maker's quarterly sales unexpectedly rose, helped by robust demand for its beauty and cleaning goods. That lifted the consumer staples sector. PayPal soared. The payments company signed up more customers in the latest quarter, and its rising profit beat analyst estimates. Apple shares rallied. The iPhone maker began taking pre-orders for its new low-cost iPhone XR, and Wedbush Securities launched coverage with an outperform rating. In economics news, U.S. home sales fell in September by the most in more than 2 years. Consumers making bets on becoming a billionaire. New Yorkers lined up to buy tickets for Friday's Mega Millions lottery, featuring a record $1 billion jackpot. Mixed markets in Europe. Weak earnings pressured stocks, but London's FTSE closed higher.
Turning to world news now, U.S. President Donald Trump draws widespread criticism after he praises a congressman who pleaded guilty to assaulting a reporter back in 2017. Now, some consider his comments objectionable, especially in light of his antagonistic relationship with certain media organizations. Reuters' Jonah Green has this report.
Waiting for the results.
As the world probes the fate of a Washington Post columnist who may have been brutally murdered inside a Saudi consulate, President Donald Trump on Thursday praised a U.S. congressman for assaulting a reporter. Representative Greg Gianforte, who made brief remarks at the Montana rally with Trump, pleaded guilty to assault in 2017 after he body-slammed Guardian journalist Ben Jacobs 1 day before a special election, which he then won.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my kind of... I shouldn't say this because there's nothing to be embarrassed about, but I had heard that he body slammed a reporter. And I said, oh, this is terrible. He's going to lose the election. Then I said, well, wait a minute. I know Montana pretty well. I think it might help him. And it did.
Trump, who has called the media the enemy of the American people and regularly derides journalists as fake news, made his latest remarks during a 3-state tour to boost Republicans in the midterms.
The U.S. government has charged a Russian woman for her part in a Kremlin-backed campaign to influence the upcoming midterm congressional elections. The U.S. Department of Justice revealed the criminal complaint against the 44-year-old Russian today. They say that she was the chief accountant on a project aimed to spread, quote, discord in the U.S. political system. This is the first case of its kind involving the upcoming vote.
In regional news, hundreds of Mexican police have been sent to the country's southern border today as thousands of migrants approach from Guatemala. The deployment comes after President Trump threatened to use military force to completely close the U.S.-Mexico border in response to the wave of migrants. The WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange is set to take legal action against the Ecuadorian government on grounds they're violating his fundamental rights and freedoms. Mr. Assange has been holed up in the Ecuador's London embassy since 2012. He alleges he was refused a visit by Human Rights Watch and has been denied meetings with his lawyers.
We've got another check on the forecast in just 2 minutes. Stick around.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Me too.
Honey, I need to fix the top in the kitchen today.
Okay. Everybody come with me. I know exactly where we can go.
At Countryside, we have everything you need. Grab home essentials at A.L. Thompson. Convenient banking at Cayman National. Delicious slices from Pizza Hut. Always made fresh sandwiches at Subway. And find the best prices on island at Foster's Food Fair, IGA. Countryside. Everything you need and more.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world-famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our hurricane tracks right now. Only one, nothing in our side of the Atlantic, as you can see, and only one showing up right here, and that is Tropical Storm Vicente. As you can see right now, gusts of 52 miles per hour. It's pretty stationary at the moment, and it's got an average wind speed of 40 miles per hour. And you can see the track provided by AccuWeather has it moving north along the coast of Mexico. Let's take a moment to look at our Caribbean radar one more time. Like we told you about a little bit earlier in the show, we are tracking a few showers to the south and to the west of the Cayman Islands, as you can see. But just because we're not seeing any showers, and a little bit to the north right there, just because we're not seeing any showers directly in our area right now, doesn't mean that we're not going to have any rain this weekend. Because like we can see, we've got our showers right here moving to the west. We've got a couple up north here, but the National Weather Service telling us that we can expect about a 30% chance of showers tomorrow during the day. And as we get into tomorrow night, we can expect a few more showers and possibly some thunderstorms as well. And it's going to be the same on Sunday as well. Let's take a moment now to look over our 3-day forecast. As you can see, it's going to be mid-80s and for our daytime high, and low 80s, high 70s for our overnight low throughout the weekend right now. AccuWeather giving us a smaller chance of rain on Sunday and through Saturday night, but the National Weather Service, which maybe I would say kind of keeps a little bit of a closer eye on the Cayman Islands, understandably, saying it's about a 30% chance each night, but they are saying that we're more likely to get rain Saturday night and Sunday night. Again, both nights we can possibly expect some thunder showers as well. As we take a look at our weekend and into the rest of the week, well, it's shaping up to be, basically, this is why they say being the weatherman in the Cayman Islands is the easiest job of all time, right? So we've got partly sunny with a couple showers on Friday, although it didn't rain too heavily, at least here at Cayman Bay. Saturday, we can expect partly cloudy skies. Same thing on Sunday. Again, as we get into the night on Saturday and in Sunday night as well, we can expect a better chance of rain and some thunder showers as well. And then as we take a look into the early next week, into the early part of next week, again, 85, 85, 80, low 80s for our overnight low, and partly sunny skies throughout the week. Again, we're still a couple days out. Things do change, but this early look at next week is looking pretty nice. So we'll continue to update you on this weekend's forecast, but right now we're going to kick it over to a commercial break, and Jordan Armanese has got your World and Regional Sports Check coming up in 2 minutes.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount. Carpet, any style, carpet or tile, insulation and drywall too. Everything's beautiful, come and see. The Paramount name means quality. It'll be a brand new world under your feet. We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount. Carpet.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
It's fresh. Fresh from the garden, it's fresh.
Hurley's introduces Chef Kits, the newest, easiest way to serve your family home-cooked meals in about 30 minutes. Every Chef Kit includes Hurley's fresh beef, chicken, fish, or veg, and pre-measured spices, sauces, oils, and seasonings. We include everything but the dinner plates. Simply follow the enclosed directions to create home-cooked, gourmet-inspired meals for 2 or 4 people. Hurley's Chef Kits for fresh, easy, speedy meals your family will love.
Welcome back. We start on the track, and a win at the U.S. Grand Prix Sunday in Austin, Texas will give Mercedes Lewis Hamilton his 5th Formula One title, putting him among the sport's elite. Now, the Mercedes driver is on the brink of joining the late Argentine Juan Manuel Fangio, as well as quintuple champion, the only 7-time title holder, the great Ferrari driver Michael Schumacher. Ahead of them in the all-time list, Hamilton is on 67 points, clear of Ferrari Sebastian Vettel with 4 races, and a maximum 100 points remaining. Hamilton has won 5 races in a row before. In 2014, when the sequence involved the same 5 at this time of the season. And in this form of his life, with 9 wins to go so far this season.
Make sure we come here and raise the bar again. So I'm definitely not thinking this weekend how's it going to feel if we do the job, because I've got to do the job, and that just adds more pressure, and you just don't need more pressure. So focusing on trying to make sure that I drive the best that I've driven all year long, and we get the car where we need to get it. It's going to be wet, I think, all day tomorrow, as far as I've heard, and potentially on Saturday. So it's going to be a tricky weekend.
Now, the Mercedes driver will move within 2 all-time wins of Schumacher for the all-time mark, of course, of 7 championships if he scores 8 points more than Vettel on Sunday. Of course, that's the U.S. Grand Prix. J.D. Martinez and Rafael Devers clubbed home runs, while pitcher David Price threw 6 scoreless innings as the Boston Red Sox eliminated the defending champion Houston Astros with a 4-1 victory in Game 5 of the American League Championship Thursday. Now, this is Boston's 13th American League pennant. They'll now play for their 9th World Series.
Starts from the top. It starts from the top.
But guys, we got, the characters, everybody here, everyone's so humble. There's nobody in here that thinks they're above anyone else. Everyone's just about the team, and it's been fun.
The Red Sox will play the winner of the National League Championship, Game 6. That series goes tonight as the Los Angeles Dodgers lead the Milwaukee Brewers 3-2. All right, only one team turned up for Thursday Night Football as the battle of the NFL's two worst run defenses was over pretty quickly. 2 pick-sixes in the first quarter led the Denver Broncos to a 45-10 win over the Arizona Cardinals, who dropped to 1-5 on the season. For the Broncos, Emmanuel Sanders caught 6 balls for 102 yards and a touchdown. He threw for a touchdown as well. Whereas the Cardinals rookie QB Josh Rosen had a tough night at the office, 194 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Guys, back to you.
That's all the time we've got for the news tonight. Remember, go to Cayman27.ky throughout the weekend to check out any breaking news and download that 5-in-1 Hurley's Media app available on Google Play and the App Store. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55%